What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning back in again. It's nice to see you. Hope you're creating greatness out there. So today we're going to go into depth a little bit more with starting your own business. I hope you've been following along some of these episodes on how to start out and some of the different steps that you need to do in order to start your very own business. So my name's Jeremy Guldin if this is your first time tuning in, and I'm just here to help people out with building a business or starting a business. I've had some businesses in the past, and now my main focus is trying to help other individuals out there grow and succeed and become business owners. A lot of people want that, or want to do a side hustle, or want to have something in order to create greatness. So that's what we're doing here. This is just a channel on starting businesses and growing businesses, and some just entrepreneurial things with investing and things. So today we're going to dive into an FEIN, or an EIN number. Some of you might know what that is, some of you may not know what that is. So just to give you an idea what an EIN number is, most simplest way to explain it, it's like a social security number for a business. So just like our social security numbers tie us to a number that that you're entering to the federal government, or people know who you are as far as creditors or investors or anything like that, you need an EIN number, or a federal EIN number, so that way the federal government knows, hey, guess what? We get to collect taxes from you. So this is a way for them to obviously figure out where taxes are going to, and all those kind of earnings, and everything's tied to you. Just like your social security number would tie things to you, your FEIN number is going to tie things to you as well. So we're going to dive into the computer here. I'm going to put a share screen up here. Also put some links up above in the next couple of seconds here over videos that we've done on business building so far. So if you're just starting out today and you clicked on this one by chance, let's go back to the couple videos prior, so that way you get everything. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. We're counting on you. All right, so let's dive into this. So we're gonna do apparently I can't talk today again. We're gonna do a screen share, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do this. So let's go into, all right, you should be able to see my screen at this point now. We're gonna go to good old Google. And the easiest way to do this is honestly just type in FEIN number, okay? So as you can see here, federal EIN number application is gonna come up. You're gonna get an ad first at the top here. Go down to the next one down below, the IRS EIN forms.gov. Make sure you're definitely going to a federal place, or you can actually do it right here. Let's go to the IRS.gov. I apologize. So IRS.gov. It's going to give us hours of operation, everything like this. One of the cool things about the IRS, if you don't know, or even any kind of government entity, they're very helpful. So if you're someone that's starting out and you do have a question, and obviously I'm not going to be there to answer it all the time, but if you do give me a question down in the comment section, I will get back to you. Also, you can always email me. I always put a link down in the description for my email, my Instagram, and so forth. So you can contact me in different avenues, and I'm more than welcome to help out and give you guys some pointers and suggestions and different things like that. Had my business for 8 years now in the past here, and I know enough about business. Am I going to tell you that I'm an ultimate guru that knows everything? No. But obviously I'm here for a mentor, somebody just starting out, somebody that has some questions. Maybe you're new to business ownership. Maybe you're new to even the idea of creating a business, and some of the tax ideas and some of those things, some of the benefits that you can get from creating a business. So we're going to go into depth a little bit here more. So, okay, I'm going to go down into, and you can do, you can apply right here online and do everything online, so that way you don't have to physically go to someone. So it's going to tell you, your different EIN numbers. Let's do starting a business. All right, so we're going into, is this a business or a hobby? This is going to be a business. We want to do something, hopefully at this point, that you're doing something that you're making money at it, right? That you're not physically, if it's a hobby, you're not making too much money. It does tell you consider 9 factors, determine if it's a hobby. If it is a hobby, some of the different things that you can do, and so forth. But we are actually creating a business. So I apologize here. Bear with me one second here. business self-employed, EIN numbers. Okay, here we go. Employer ID number or your EIN number. Do you need a number? Yes, I need. Let's apply for an EIN number online. Apply online now. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin an application. So, okay, this is one of the key points that I wanted to get to here. If you can see on the screen here, like I said, here is what type of business are you creating, okay? And there's different benefits to each one. There's going to give you different options, and I'll do some videos on what the difference is between a partnership, a sole proprietor, a corporation, an LLC, an estate, or a trust. Some of those are different, but as far as a business goes, you're going to be either a LLC, some kind of corporation, like maybe an S Corp or incorporated or something like that. You can do a partnership with two individuals, or a sole proprietor can be you. Now, I will tell you, as sole proprietor, that is basically you. You're accountable. You're responsible for everything. God forbid something happens in your sole proprietorship, then go after everything that you have. So even houses, cars, assets, anything like that, sole proprietorship. LLC is going to give you some liability coverage. So now you are going to pay a little bit more in taxes on the LLC compared to some of the S Corps and some of those things, but there's benefits to everything. So we'll go through that. I will do another video at some point here explaining the differences. And maybe that's something I should do here prior or sooner than later, so that way you guys do know the difference prior to submitting your application. So I apologize. I'll do a video here within the next day or two, creating or explaining the differences between the S Corp, LLC, sole proprietor, partnerships, and some of those different things. So that way you guys do have an idea. Me personally, I would probably, depending on how big your business is going to be, an LLC is probably going to be one of the better options. Obviously, you can do an S Corp. Nice thing about corporations, you can split assets. And what I mean by that is, so say you bring on an employee and you're like, look, I can't really pay you that well right now. Or you want to pay them, but you want to give them more skin in the game, so to speak. Because let's face it, more people are going to work a little bit harder for you if they have some skin or part ownership in that company, right? Just like you do. Say you own some stock in Amazon or something like that. You're going to be more inclined to purchase from that individual company because you're going to know that, hey, guess what? If I'm spending money with them, that's going to help me out, right? That's going to help push the sales up a little bit, and that in return can help out my stocks, and that's going to help pay me back or continue to grow the stocks up, so that way I get benefit from that, right? So same thing with this. An S Corp, say you decide, hey, I'm going to take 90% ownership, and I have 2 employees that are working for me, and I'm going to give you guys both 5% assets in the company. The cool thing about that is they got some skin in the game, right? These guys are going to probably stick around a little bit longer, let's hope. And you know, also, if you have a good year, you're going to have to pay them some benefit to it, right? You're going to have to, if you had $20,000 in profits, guess what? Those guys are getting a little bit of a profit out of that $20,000. You got to give them each 5% of gains, okay? So just be aware of that. But the nice thing is they're going to work harder for you, right? They're going to be more determined to get shit done. They're not going to be like, oh, you know, this is a job. I'm going to work every day. You know, they're going to come in. They should be motivated. They're going to be like, hey, guess what? At the end of the year, if we kick ass this year, we're going to make some bank. And guess what? Jeremy's going to be paying me back some money because I'm part ownership in the business. And now he's got to kick back a little bit of money my way, right? Plus, they're going to be more inclined to stick around. And like I said, I wouldn't bring somebody on and hire them 6 months in and be like, hey, you want to be part owner? You know, do your research, make sure they're a good employee, and it gives you some options to add some. And that also being said, it's not like you can't change your business. You can start out a sole proprietorship. You can turn yourself into an LLC. You can turn yourself into an S Corp. It's not that hard, just going on and doing some changes online. CPA can help you out. If you have a CPA, I definitely recommend getting one because when it does come tax time, there's going to be write-offs that the CPA is going to help you with. So in return, they're definitely worth their weight in gold. You know, so many people are like, well, I'm going to do taxes myself because I can figure this out. No big deal. But they're going to know certain things like okay, you buy a computer, right? Hey, guess what? I decided to buy a computer, and you know, you can depreciate that over some time. You don't want to take that all at one time, okay? So there's certain things that CPA is going to help you. So I'm not an accountant by any means. I'm just giving you some suggestions. So let's get back into the screen here. So you're going to decide what you're going to pick at this point. Let's say we're going to start an LLC. So it's a matter of clicking on LLC, and it's going to tell you exactly here. Okay, what is this? It's a limited liability company. It is structured to allow state statute. An LLC is formed of filing articles, organizations with states, Secretary of the State of Defense. An LLC must be unique in the state. There can be no more or any other active LLCs with the same name in that same state. So that being said, if you decide to call it Joe's Paint Shop, you don't want it to be Joe's Paint Shop LLC if there's another Joe's Paint Shop LLC. So remember that. You're going to have to be special in the name, okay? You're going to want to make sure that nobody else has this name. This is specific to you, okay? Now, that being said, do you want to use your name? I don't know if you want to use your name, but come up with a name, and then that way you can, it's going to have to, like I said, be specific to your name in that state. Also, an LLC can have 2 or more members, or 1 member. So this can be a single member LLC or a multi-member LLC. So that being said, when you go through this, it's going to have you type in the people that are part ownership. So if you have 4 people that are going in to this boat together that are going to be, paddling down this river to make this business a successful thing, you can put in here on your LLC the member names, the number of the members, and you can also put in the percentage. So how many members? So if I said 4 members of my LLC, let's select the state or the territory. I live in Florida, so I'm going to select Florida, 4 members, and it's going to go through and tell me, due to the LLC, you're considered a multi-member limited liability company as the type of structure applying for this EIN number. So it's going to tell me what type of business I'm doing and all of those things. So that being said, and also here it does tell, okay, this form here gives you an option here to elect an S corporation status, okay? And that means small business corporation. And like I said, there's benefits to any of these. The one thing that I will tell you, being a corporation, like a limited liability company or S corp, as you do build business equity and your company continues to grow, there's things that you can finance back off of the company and not necessarily do it to you as an individual. Sole proprietor, let's say you need a company car for, I don't know, let's say you have a construction business and you want a Ford F-350 and you want to write it off to the business. Sole proprietorship, it's going to come back to you yet. Yes, you can still write it off. But if it's back on the business, God forbid something happens, like I said, all the liabilities are going back on the business and not on you. So just remember that, okay? So I hope this helps. This is just a short video on going in and creating an EIN number. It's literally going through the application. It is not very hard. It's going to ask you, okay, I want to start a new business, hiring employees, banking purposes, all of those things that you're going to need. Also, like an EIN number is going to be able to help you set up that business checking account, and we can go through that as well then too. But one of the big things is, like we talked in the last video, I'll put a link up in the top here, was starting a business, going to your state specifically and searching out to see if your business name is out there, right? You want to create a business name. So now at this point, we're going back into the EIN number, and this is the federal government. Remember this, we were on state before, now we're on federal, okay? So federal is going to be the whole country and a nation, right? State is going to be a local, your local government above you. So you're going to want to register with the state and with the federal government, okay? Because you're going to be doing both. You're going to be, the state needs to know that you're practicing as a business, but also the federal government needs to as well. Obviously, you have to pay taxes and all those fun things. But this is just the starting point of creating this business and what we need to do to make this business legit, okay? So like I said, go through this process, go through the EIN number here. I will actually do a video, like I said, within the next day or 2 on the different types of business ownership, sole proprietor, LLC, S corps, all of those things, partnerships, those kind of things, so that way you guys have an idea when you're filling out this application, which is the best option for you. But this is at least getting you to the IRS.gov website, getting you to the point that you can apply for an EIN number, and it happens pretty instantaneously. I don't know right now with COVID, I haven't started a brand new business since COVID hit here, but I don't know if there's a lag time before it. You could literally get results. You just basically sat there and waited, and they'd search through the internet, and you got a pop back saying, hey, congratulations, you got a new business, and there's your EIN number, and it literally gives you paperwork that you can spit out the number, that it's like, mine was is 81 and then dash, and then I think it's 6 to 7 numbers. I don't have it directly in front of me here. Afterwards, so it's not like a social where you're 3-2-4. It's 2 and then -7. But as soon as you have that, you can get a checking account. You can start to do things tied to the business specifically. So thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate you taking the time to learn more about business building and learn more with me. My name is Jeremy Guldin. Like I said before, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. I do appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to give you more and more growth potential every time you watch. Thanks again. See you next time.